Hi Apple lovers, and welcome to another episode of the Tech Hub. This episode is a retro Apple series, and we're going to take a look at the history of the Apple iPod mini and see if it's still usable today. So let's get into it and let's start the episode. There's been a bit of a theme to these Apple retro episodes recently. So I did the iPod Classic, I've done the iPod Shuffle, I've done the iPod Nano. Now it's time for the iPod Mini. There is one more iPod to do and I believe that's it. Can anybody tell me what that is in the comments? Anyway, there'll be links in the description below, and my last one I did, which was the iPod Nano, I'll put a link up here. So the iPod Mini. Now this was my first ever iPod before I was into Apple tech. So this was my first Apple device. I actually won it, Walker's Crisps in this country, which I believe in America is Lay's Crisps. We're running a text promotion where you could win an iPhone 15. You just had to text message a code to a number, and every 15 minutes I think they gave away an iPod Mini. Did I just say iPhone 15? I might have done. Anyway, iPod Mini, and I won it. So this was really my first introduction. Look how small it is. I know that's obvious in the name, but here we go. It's a classic device. It's not very thin though, but it did the job very well. And actually, my parents came across this and gave it back to me, which really kind of started me collecting these iPods. So I got this and realized actually it's still usable. Whoops, spoiler alert. But if you've seen the rest of my series, all iPods are still usable today. So now I've started collecting them. So anyway, let's delve a bit more into this, looking at the history and the specification. So let's dive into a piece of Apple history that changed the portable music game, the iPod Mini. This was Apple's first attempt at a compact iPod, and while it had a short life, it left a lasting impression. So let's rewind the clock and see how it all went down. In the early 2000s, Apple was dominating the digital music scene with the original iPod and of course iTunes. But there was a problem. It was expensive and not everyone wanted a bulky music player. Enter the iPod Mini, announced by Steve Jobs on January the 6th, 2004 at Macworld. This tiny aluminium device was about half the size of a regular iPod, but it still packed a punch with 4 GB of storage. That was enough for around 1,000 songs, which Apple famously marketed the perfect amount. The Mini also introduced a refined click wheel design, replacing the mechanical buttons with a more seamless user experience, and kind of that click is very nostalgic, but also the action. Well, it should be this way if it's mirror on the camera, this way. One of the biggest appeals of the iPod Mini was its vibrant aesthetic. Unlike the standard white iPod, the Mini came in 5 colours: silver, gold, blue, pink and green. Obviously this is silver. This was a huge shift for Apple, making the iPod feel more personal and stylish. It was made from anodized aluminium, making it not only beautiful but also durable than the plastic bodied original iPod. So in came in the second generation, which had more storage and a fresh look. So a year later, in February 2005, Apple launched the second generation iPod Mini. At first glance it looked almost the same, but Apple made a few key upgrades. The biggest improvement, the storage. The new iPod Mini now offered 4 GB, and that's what this one is, and also a brand new 6 GB option, letting users store even more music. Battery life was also significantly improved, jumping from 8 hours all the way to an impressive 18 hours. Apple also refreshed the colour lineup. So they dropped the gold option and adjusted the other colours, making them bolder and more vibrant. But despite its success, the iPod Mini's days were numbered. In September 2005, just 7 months after the second generation launched, Apple shocked everyone by discontinuing the Mini in favour for the iPod Nano. Now, like I said, I did do a Nano episode, which I'll stick up here. So why Apple wanted to push even smaller devices and flash storage technology was advancing fast. The Nano was thinner, had a colour screen and came in even more storage capacities. The Mini was great, but Apple was always looking ahead. So even though the iPod Mini was short-lived, the iPod Nano became the Mini, and there we have it. So let's look at the uses in today. If you see my other episodes, and I kind of said it at the beginning, this is going to be a very short section. It still works as intended, just can't use it with Apple Music. You have to have your own files, your own library, so you can sync those files to this, and you can even use this as an external hard drive. I wouldn't know, it's not that fast, and if you've only got 4 GB, you don't want to mess around with that. But this still works as intended, and how many devices from 2005 can still say that today? So that's the story of the iPod mini, Apple's first big experiment with making iPods more fun and fashionable. It was short-lived, but paved the way for future of portable music. I kind of feel it led the way when it came to the color options as well. So whatever R&D happened there, that really helped today's colors. Anyway, what do you think? Did Apple kill it off too soon, or was the Nano the right move? Let me know what you think in the comments, and as always, please be kind. If you enjoyed the dive into Apple history, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that bell for more Tech Hub content. You can follow me on Instagram and Threads at TechHubWorldUK, and also check out my website at www.techhubworlduk.co.uk. Only one iPod left to go, so I'll see you on the next episode.